Hello, good evening. Welcome to this edition of Good Evening Ghana. Thank you very much for your time. It's a busy Thursday, isn't it? Okay, so on our plates today are two controversial issues, but there's more. So let me tell you the controversial ones. Yesterday, the Minister for Education, the Honorable Dr. Osei Duchum, one of the most popular ministers in Ghana today, appeared before Parliament and presented a spirited defense of an amount of 33 million or 60 million for 2 years that the Ghana Education Service and the ministry spent to procure past questions and examiners' reports for the final year students at the WASI. That issue became controversial because NDC Member of Parliament Dr. Achimota Park felt that it was excessive money. For those who have gone through the old system and the new system, there's been conversations about past questions. Why do we buy past questions? Some say, in my time, I didn't buy past questions. I just have to inherit it from the senior who went to write the exam. And there's been a lot of conversation about it. So we have reached out to the ministry to understand what the situation is. They have given us a full brief of what the situation is, and we'll put that across to you, and we'll get your input by phone call, etc., etc. The minister has also told us what will happen next year, and we will share that with you as well. But before then, we'll give you a full account of the ministry's position on this matter so that you can interrogate it. The ministry believes that it was a useful exercise, and that exercise brought a lot of gain to the ministry and to the students, the individual students, and to the parents, and gave Ghana a certain image within the context of West African examinations. We'll show you all that data, and then you can deal with it. There was one other matter that was making the rounds today, and it was alleged against the ministry and the minister that the cost of the procurement for these examination questions had jumped from 59 cedis per unit just last year to 79 per unit this year, a rise of 32%. Those statements were made by Dr. Achimota Park, the MP for Busa North, and that also became part of the critical observations made by many people. We reached out to the minister for that, and he gave us some documentation to explain what the situation actually is, and we will show you all that documentation. So that's talking about the education cash pasco matter tonight on the show. That's our big story. The next story is, you have heard the controversy that has now embroiled the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong, the Member of Parliament for Asen Central, who is also the Parliament's chairman of the Defense and Interior Committee. Last week, Kennedy Agyapong appeared here on our show and had a lot to say about the media and about multimedia and about other matters. For the purpose of the controversy now raging, we have repackaged that show. We'll show you a first clip of 18 minutes where he addressed the matter of his concern with the media and with multimedia in particular. And then we will show you other things he said. All of that coming up on the show tonight. That's with Kennedy Agyapong. And then I have some important guests in the studio, and it is about this.
From Kabaga to Accra, from Riasa to Kita, we are brothers and our mother is a school. She will guide us all and each, so to learn that we may teach, so to subjugate ourselves that we may rule. Play the game, shout her name, spread her fame afar. She's the head of all the hosts, she's the school of whom we boast, she's the glory of the coast, Achimota.
When our books are laid aside and we scatter far and wide, we remember with affection all we gained. How we learned to take a share in the life and labor there, where the men of whom we're proud and so were trained.
Play the game, shout her name, spread her fame afar. She's the head of all the hosts, she's the school of whom we boast, she's the glory of the coast, Achimota. Play the game, shout her name, spread her fame afar. She's the head of all the hosts, she's the school of whom we boast, she's the glory of the coast, Achimota.
Okay, thank you very much. Welcome back to the show. So that was about introducing my three guests in the studio. They are from Achimota 97. I've told them that they'll be speaking for 15 minutes because at Presec, we don't tolerate Achimota people that well. So just 15 minutes. They are noblemen and women from Achimota School's 97-year group. They are doing something for the school, and they are here to raise public awareness and to also raise funding for what they are doing for the school. They have some photographs that will show you about they and the school. So that's Achimota 97 coming up as part of tonight's edition of Good Evening Ghana. Okay, as we were preparing for this program, I overheard something that sort of hyped me a little. Commentary on social media is coming from young people. So we want young people in the studio to decipher it, read it out, and tell us what they think. And there will be a pair of young people in the studio for every edition of the program. Eventually, we'll build it into another program of young people. So right now, I want to introduce you to the people who are going to be doing today's show. Michael Angelo is with Matilda. Okay, hello.
Hi.
And good evening. Okay, so Michael is used to this, so he knows what to do. Matilda, welcome to the show. Is this your first appearance on television?
Yes, it is.
Or is it your first appearance on television?
Okay, no, it's not.
Okay, so what do you do? Tell us.
I'm a student. I'm an MPhil student at the University of Ghana, pursuing an MPhil in English language.
Oh, you're studying English language?
Yes,
okay.
please.
Okay, Michael also told us that you are Miss Legon, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
So you are a beauty queen.
Yes, in 2019, I won the Miss Legon pageant.
Did you win by a landslide?
I'm not sure. It was a really tight competition.
It was a really tight competition.
Yes.
Okay, so you won it?
Yes, I did.
All right. So when are you handing over?
Tomorrow, sadly.
You're handing over tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh, you're sad about it?
Yes.
Do you want to go on and win Miss Ghana and Miss something?
Oh, no, I'm done.
Okay. Tonight we will help, we'll let you read the text messages of young people. So start looking at it as they sort of welcome you to the show. So that's what is going to happen on Good Evening Ghana going forward. Every program, we will have a pair of young people reading our text messages to us and telling us, getting the pulse of the feel of young people as we fix the country. Okay, let me come to Martin Amidu. You see, the last time I spoke about Martin Amidu, I said to him and gave him some useful advice. I said that he should watch DSTV and watch the Premier League. You know, but I think after the Premier League ended, he probably got very bored. So he started writing again, and he's writing stuff that is almost moribund. It's not great for a person who has held such a high political office to be, excuse me to say, reducing himself to some of these things. Do you know the epistle that he wrote about today? Do you know the subject matter of his epistle today? The subject matter of his epistle today is that when he was appointed special prosecutor by President Akufo-Addo, Dr. Dominic Ayini, whom we now know well, former Deputy Attorney General, filed a writ against him that based on his age, he, Martin Benz-Kaiser Alamisi Amidu, was disqualified from holding out himself as the special prosecutor based on his age, that he was over 70 years, which is the age that is allowed within the judicial system for the highest ranking judges, the Supreme Court judges. They retire at 70. Dominic Ayini made the point to the Supreme Court and urged on the court to cancel Martin Amidu's appointment and to disqualify him. Now, that action was filed against the Attorney General and as first defendant and Martin Amidu as second defendant. So the Supreme Court looked at the matter and an argument was made that any action brought against the government, and this is essentially an action brought against the president for nominating Martin Amidu as the Attorney General, or against the Attorney General who nominated Martin Amidu pursuant to the act of the Special Prosecutors Act. The Attorney General nominated for the president to appoint. So this action is brought against the Attorney General and by extension the president. So the Supreme Court's attention was drawn to the fact that in such matters where an action is brought against the Attorney General is the sole defendant of the public office, whatever public office that has been received. The Attorney General is the sole defendant. So Martin Amidu's name was struck out from the brief that he shouldn't appear in court. That should be good news to the special prosecutor so that he can concentrate on his work because he had been vetted and he had been passed by Parliament. Can you imagine, viewers, that this is the problem that Martin Amidu is talking about? He sees it as a problem. Now, if you read what he's writing, it's totally shocking. He says that there was a deliberate move to strike him out of the case so that Godfrey Dame, the then Deputy Attorney General who was arguing the case for the Attorney General, will sort of take his glory, and that when he replied the Dominic Ayini brief, his reply was so good that he filed a supplementary reply which was also very good. That is he marking himself, and that Godfrey Dame copied the thing that he filed, and he went to the court, and this is what Martin Amidu is talking about. Is it not shocking? You have been sued. The process says that you have been struck out. You don't need to defend yourself. The Attorney General will defend you. And that is Martin Amidu's problem. That they struck me out, and he's seeing some conspiracy between the actors, the legal actors in the matter. He's seeing some conspiracy over there. I don't know. I think that, to be fair to him, he should calm down and just relax. Sometimes you try to influence people against other people. It doesn't work. You should just leave it and calm down. I mean, those of you who know Martin Amidu, what's my friend's name? Umaru Sanda, journalist Umaru Sanda, you know Martin Amidu, please tell him that he should stop these things. He's embarrassing himself. Is that a matter that you come and tell people of Ghana that, oh, do you remember that case that was done, that Dominic Ayinu sued me? Do you remember that the Supreme Court said I should step out of the case? Do you know why? Because Godfrey Dame wanted to take the glory of him. So the Supreme Court said he should be struck out. And that the thing he wrote, the brief he wrote, was so good. He wrote a 13-page brief. The Attorney General's office submitted an 88-page brief. I don't know, a brief is not to be judged in terms of numbers, but the sheer work that has gone into it will indicate how many pages that you filed before the Supreme Court. I'm totally surprised about Kaiser Amidu. And then he says, as part of this brief, he picks out something that he believes could be a headline, and he says that his main regret is that Akufo-Addo, he trusted Akufo-Addo that Akufo-Addo wanted to fight corruption. Martin Amidu, please, we beg you. You are our Baba. Don't do this. You came out to tell Ghanaians that Akufo-Addo is the mother serpent of corruption as far as you are concerned, relating to the Agyapong matter. You came out to say that. You said that even when you were in office as special prosecutor before you resigned. You deliberately said that at the time that election was close. It was your expectation that this will influence Ghanaians against voting for Akufo-Addo in the election. Everybody knows that. Even a first-year student of psychology knows that this is what you intended to do. This is your premeditated action. That's what it was. Fair enough. It's a democracy. You put out your letter. It went out. Everybody read it. The Ghanaian people read your letter, and they returned the verdicts for Akufo-Addo. That is worrying you. We can understand that that is painful. I mean, when you try to influence people, they don't listen to you. It can be painful. We understand that. People go through that all the time. We understand that. It is the competition, the battle is intellectual. So you try to influence people's intellect. You didn't succeed. You really didn't succeed. I have to say that you failed, and you failed woefully, because you believe that releasing this story in November was going to hurt the president's fortunes on December 7th. The president came out and won a first-round straight victory against John Dramani Mahama of the NDC. Maybe that worried you, but it is okay. As I keep saying, relax, Martin Amidu. Get DSTV. The Premier League is about to start. Never mind that Marcus Rashford missed the penalty in the Euro. He's coming back to play for Manchester United. This time he won't miss penalties. He will score goals. You can enjoy that. If you don't like football, watch Date Rush on TV3. I don't miss that program, Sunday evening, Date Rush on TV3. Martin Amidu, I'm recommending some things for you to keep you busy like a nice grandfather, like a nice baba, laughing and enjoying yourself, rather than embarrassing yourself in this way, fighting over something that you have completely lost hold of. Don't do that. You see, when you do that, you begin to reduce yourself, the image of your name among the right-thinking people of our society. Because the right-thinking people of our society know that this Dominic Ayinu case you are talking about, it's of no consequence to anything right now. You have done your worst. I keep reminding my viewers that there's an important sentence that Winston Churchill made in the Second World War. He told the British people in one of his major broadcasts that, listen, British people, Adolf Hitler will do his worst, but we will do our best. Martin Amidu, you have done your worst. It didn't work. It didn't wash. Nobody listened to you. So stay there. Just watch Date Rush on TV3. Then watch Nanama McBrown's program. I don't miss that either. Entertainment something. What is it called? Somebody should remind me. Showbiz. United Showbiz on UTV is by Nanama McBrown. That's Saturdays. A+ comes there. You enjoy it. Dihama is there. You like it. Mr. Arnold is fighting with Shatawale over there. Shatawale is talking about the cost of somebody's shoes. you will enjoy it. I can assure you, Martin Amidu. I watched that program, and Abeku Santana is there. It's a great entertainment show. Watch that one Saturday evening. Sunday, watch Date Rush. Tuesday, watch Good Evening Ghana. You have something to say, you can text me. You know my number. I'll read it. But stop this business of I'm writing an epistle to show that I'm the most holy person in the republic. You were Attorney General for how many years? Deputy Attorney General forever. You became Attorney General. The report is that you wanted to beat up Professor Mills. You're a violent man. The CID should have arrested you. You tried to beat up the president in the castle. We know your history. Don't come and disturb us. The kind of things you filed at the Supreme Court, opposing public demonstrations, we know what you have done. Don't come and disturb us. We respect you, Baba. We know your history. Don't disturb us. We are fixing our country. We love you. You have done your part. You've played your role. You have done your worst. It didn't work. Watch Date Rush and watch United Showbiz. When the Premier League starts in August, watch Marcus Rashford. He's playing for Manchester United. Watch Thomas Partey. He's Ghanaian. He plays for Arsenal. Arsenal and Manchester United play on the 4th week. I'll remind you, watch that game. Enjoy yourself. Don't be embarrassing yourself this way, please. Martin Amidu. Okay, we are done with Martin Amidu, which is not a great story. Let me move to a much better story of the Greater Accra Regional Minister. We love him, don't we? And he's been doing fantastic things. I mean, the regional minister of Greater Accra has been doing fantastic things. Today I was running through Facebook when I saw a post that is attributed to him, and I told my people that, listen, let's put this post up and let's talk about this guy a little bit. So it's here. Let me deal with it right now. So regional minister, the regional minister completes first phase of decongestion exercise, and he wrote on Facebook beautifully. He said, after 2 weeks of peaceful and intensive decongestion exercise at Abobloshi, we brought to the closure of phase 1 of the exercise after achieving ground zero. We will commence phase 2 very soon. We are all very excited about this man. He goes on to say, nevertheless, I would want to extend my utmost gratitude to His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, for giving me the opportunity and the maximum support to serve in the capacity as the Greater Accra Regional Minister. Again, I thank the Ghana Armed Forces, the Ghana Navy, the Police Service, the Immigration Service, Prison Service, Fire Service, NADMO, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Local Government, Zoom Lion Ghana Limited, and the Regional Coordinating Council for their unrelenting support towards the Let's Make Accra Work agenda. Let's make Accra work for God and country. I love the regional minister, you know. Now, people are not talking about him, but this is when you are looking for fix the country. This is what you get, and I like the way he sends gratitude to the president, because without the president's support, and I can imagine the pressure on the president in these times, people try to bulldoze his way, marauding everywhere in Accra and making things happen. And hopefully Kumasi will do the same, Takoradi will do the same, and we can have a very clean Ghana. I have promised you that once we fix the constitution, this country, we will change it. Today you heard in Germany, 33 people died from flood. If 33 people had died from flooding in Ghana, we wouldn't have heard that. Look, it would have been Akufo-Addo. Everything would have been blamed on Akufo-Addo. I'm not saying that Akufo-Addo is doing everything correct 100%. No, he will not get everything 100%. But if 33 people had died in Ghana today, as they have in Germany, you would have heard what the opponents would have said. But it happened in Germany. And I liked what this Greater Accra Regional Minister is doing. There he is again with the police people. There he is with the military people, engaging with them and making things happen. This man used to be at the Ministry of Interior and went to the Ministry of National Security. Look at how the Ministry of Defense deployed soldiers to support him to do this exercise. And the President of the Commander-in-Chief has endorsed this matter. We all must be applauding this man in more than one way. This is the Ghana Immigration Service. All of them supporting this cause. These are the Ghana Fire Service people, all of them working hard to support this cause. This is the brigade commander in the Southern Command sitting with the minister. All of them working so hard to support the cause. The police in full military gear, making Accra work agenda. And this is beautiful. That's a regional minister who has cleaned up the system. And I just wanted to take this opportunity to pay tribute to Sir Henry Korte. And I've even seen his media friendliness. Sir Henry Korte has granted an interview to almost every media platform. And he speaks the same language. He calls on people, encourages people to support him. He once said that the Onion women are doing juju against him and all of that, but he stood the test of time. Prayer is with him, and he will succeed. And we will be able to see, as they said, as Kwame Nkrumah said, that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. We will see, we'll show it in Ghana. But after all, the black man is capable of managing his own. More grace to your elbow, Henry Cote. More grace, more grace, more grace. If you're at home, clap for Henry Cote, clap for him, clap for him. That's a great guy. He's doing well. Okay, so we are done with Henry Cote now. We will now look at the Educhum matter. Okay, so let me run through it a little bit. Okay, we are going to talk about the Educhum matter. So what is it about? When we were students, those of us who did the old system, when we were students, we deal with past questions, right? We deal with past questions. And so if you write GCE O-level, if you are much older, you wrote it in 84 or 1980 or 87. If you are like me, you wrote it 92, 93, 91, 94, up to 95. And then SSC came along the way, so SSC was being written at the same time O-level was being written, and then eventually, I think after 1994, they phased out the O-level. Then what we used to do is that you will look at the past questions and see the trend of the questions. But you get the past questions from the dormitories. You get it from everywhere. You can pick it around. And we all remember, those of my generation, a famous name in the past questions, Ado John Sule. He was always the guy whose name was used to give an example of how people should fill in their index numbers and all that. So Ado John Sule is a nickname in many schools, because those people who like learning, or you do very well in the exam, or you are doing very well at mock exam, they call you Ado John Sule, and then they make an abbreviation of it, and then they give you funds and that kind of thing. So that's how it used to be. It would appear that right now the West Africa Examinations Council has reconstructed that whole process and has sort of commercialized it. So the West Africa Examinations Council has given rights, proprietary rights, the copyright, to a Ghanaian company called Kingdom Books. As many of you know Kingdom Books. Those of you connected with education at any level, you know Kingdom Books. Okay, so Kingdom Books now have the right to write, but they also do have another matter which we didn't have. They call it the examiner's report. So they have the examiner's report as well. Kingdom Book has it. Now, Kingdom Books is the sole owner of this rights from the West Africa Examinations Council. So they then sell it to the Ministry of Education through a tender process. But the tender process is always by sole tender, because Kingdom Books are the only company that have it. Whatever the ministry is looking for, which is the past questions and the examiner's report, only Kingdom Books has it. So it goes for sole tender. Now, yesterday in Parliament, a question was raised, a very important question by the Honorable Clement Apak. And now he wanted to know how much money the ministry has spent on this process of buying past questions. And then Dr. Educhum appeared in Parliament and then answered the questions. Now, following the answer to the questions, there's been some discussions, many discussions about it, that why are we buying past questions for 30 million cedis, $7 million? What's going on? And some people have felt that it's corruption, that you don't need to buy it, etc., etc. So we reached out to the minister, and he gave us a brief about how and what is happening within that context. In fact, this evening, we've spoken to him again after people responded. When we put out the flyer on social media, people responded with questions. We've spoken to him again. He's given us some answers. Now, let's go and see the facts that the minister gave to us. So this is procurement of WAEC past questions and examiners reports booklets for students by the Ministry of Education. This, according to the minister, Dr. Educhum, are the facts. In 2019, the Ministry of Education procured 361,755 booklets of WAEC past questions and examiners report on WASI for all 4 course subjects contained in a 430-page booklet at the unit cost of 71.25 per book. Let's move on. This booklet contained past questions and examiners report from 2013 to 2018. Okay. In 2021, the ministry procured 446,954 booklets at the unit cost of 78 per booklet, 475 pages covering past questions and examiners reports from 2015 to 2020. Okay. These procurements were done through free SHS accounts and in compliance with due process. Okay, let's move on. Procurement was done by due process of the PPA approval through sole sourcing with full consideration of value for money. Okay. WAEC owns the copyrights to WAEC past questions and examiners reports, and therefore any publisher who engages in reproduction of any WAEC material does so in contravention of the law. In view of this, the West Africa Examinations Council granted the sole right of reproduction to Kingdom Books. Okay. Kingdom Books, having obtained the rights for reproduction from WAEC and being the sole publisher who held such rights, was engaged by the ministry for the procurement. Till date, Kingdom Books reserves the sole rights for the reproduction of such WAEC material. Okay. When more publishers are able to secure similar rights from the appropriate outfit, WAEC, competitive tendering may be occasioned in the future. The concept of preparing students to pass exams is best practice. This concept, I believe so, of preparing students to pass exams is best practice. Many countries, institutions, and international exam bodies, that is Cambridge, IB, SAT, LSAT, IELT, etc., make provision for past questions and examiners' reports available. Now, this is an important one. Dr. Duchum is trying to say that this is best practice and that all of these international bodies, IB, that's the Interbaccalaureate, the SAT, SAT, LSAT, IELT, etc., they all make provisions for past questions. This is the information that Dr. Duchum gave Parliament, so that is verifiable, isn't it? Okay, let's move on. It says they do that to be accessed by students at a fee. And that fee, he says, is far more expensive than the unit cost of this transaction. Okay, that's fair enough. Key interventions deployed to ensure improved learning outcomes, including the payment of interventions money, the supply of all core textbooks to students, and elective textbooks for access in school libraries, past questions and examiners' reports, among others. These accounted for the sterling performance. Now, Dr. Duchum is now going to justify the basis on which he's going to justify the outcomes. He's justifying the outcomes that were the program that was undertaken to purchase textbooks, past questions. He's going to show us whether there's a justification of same. And it says as follows. These accounted for the sterling WASSCE 2020 performance, in which there was recorded for all core subjects, upwards of 50% for the grades A1 to C6. Okay, I think what Dr. Duchum is saying here is that there was a 50% upgrade from the last results of candidates who earned A1 to A6 in their core subjects. Okay, let's move on. Furthermore, 411 out of 465 students who obtained A1 in all subjects are Ghanaian students. Now, this is very important. I think the WASSCE is taken mainly by students in Ghana and Nigeria, and I think Sierra Leone also, in West Africa, those who speak English. And he's reporting that out of 465 students who obtained A1 in all subjects, that's the top score that you can get in the exam. So you are doing 8 subjects, you get A1 in everything. Those are the sharks, those we call the sharks. You know, out of the 465 sharks that the West Africa Examinations Council produced out of the 2020 WASSCE, 411 of them were from Ghana, and he is suggesting to Parliament that this is as a result of the preparation that was given to these students within the context of COVID, especially the procurement by the government and making it available to all students, those who have money and those who don't have money. All of them had this document, and that's why 411 sharks were produced from Ghana out of 465 from the West African sub-region. An amazing percentage of it. Maybe you should calculate the percentage for me. Almost about 80% of the A1 came out of Ghana. Okay. It's prudent to view the total sum expended in this year's and previous year's procurement within the context of total numbers of final year students across the country. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, is that? Sorry. All right. Now, this is the document that brought some controversy that I have here with me. So there was announced by Parliament, especially Dr. Clement Apak, that the procurement processes had some questions and some gaps. Dr. Clement Apak had alleged that the procurement of 2019 had a unit price of 59 cedis, whereas the procurement of 2020 had a unit price of 78 cedis. Dr. Apak was wondering why there's a 32% jump in the value of the unit price between one year and the other. The minister flatly denies this position and says to us that this is the document that he had presented to Parliament. That this is the document. The 2019 contract is as follows. The unit price is 71.25, not 59. And the total price is here. and the unit price is 71.25. As you can see now, that's the letter attached to it. We have expanded the letter in our graphics, but you can see the original letter in the copy there that's gone to Parliament, the black and white paper at the bottom left of your screen. So this is 2019, 71.25, and if I shift to that's 2020, where the unit price is 78 cedis. So as a matter of record, according to the minister, this is what he has presented to Parliament. So any talk about 59 cedis per unit price of 2019 is mischievous and it should be ignored. The correct figure is 71.25 being the unit price for 2019, and then 2021 is this. But I'd like to put this matter before you, everyone who is watching, especially young people who understand these things. Those of you who have just finished WASI, or those of you whose brothers are in WASI, send me a text quickly on Facebook. Our Facebookers are going to read all your texts. We're going to dedicate some 5 minutes to that process as they read all your texts on this matter. What's the time now? Let me check the time. Oh, the messages are coming in already. It's now 9:41. So I'm going to take a break after 2.5 minutes. When we come back, we're going straight onto the social media people, and they're going to tell us what you are writing. So send us what you think about this. First, I'm going to ask the two young people in the studio what is their view on this matter, and then they'll read what people are saying. After the break, this is Good Evening Ghana is live. And Achimota School is ready. Kennedy Agyapong is ready. Stay with us. Today is Thursday, and remind Martin Amidu that there's date rush and Nanama McBrown's program. He should watch that. I'll be right back after the break. This is Good Evening Ghana is live.
The average human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. X Natural Mineral Water. Simply natural.
Logo the bottom. When you say 80 local channels, now and so pictures clear. And you 5 times better. As the other channels that could be your hormone. So the mention someone tell me why. Oh, what the pictures!
Who knows tomorrow?
What a picture! What do AD plus decoder or multi TV and now electoral agent PR natural local channels now HD the here so better
star 879 hash
numbers from computer box and now the advert AD channels now you can
get an HD Plus decoder from now till the 9th of August for just $89.99 Ghana cedis and enjoy 3 months free subscription. Enjoy all the excitement and live sports action in the HD Plus Air Bosso Feely promo. Promo lasts from 7 June to 9th August 2021. Visit hd-plus.com.gh or call 024-243-9872 for more info.
Half a nose for good things.
Sorry about that mix-up, viewers on Metro TV, because we on Facebook we're showing the Jama thing, and I think that it got mixed up a little bit. Sorry about that, and thank you very much for your time. Okay, so the messages are really wild. Martin Amidu has given us quite a bit of messages, and so is the Duchum. But we're moving now to our social media people, Mikhail, Angelo, and Matilda. Okay, it's your turn now. Mikhail, so let me ask you, you wrote Wasi, right? What do you think about, what do you think? What's your initial thoughts about what that means? If you were writing onto our Facebook page, what would you write?
Typically, when we have issues like this that come out, nowadays I've learned to be a bit circumspect because we have a lot of stories that come out, and sometimes we'll get this part of it come out, but we might not get the full story, and then we'll form opinions around it. So sometimes I would just hold on and wait and say, let's look and find out the full story. Typically, our leaders are in the position to do what is best for us. And we have a lot of suspicion because we think that they're selfish. But sometimes it's because we don't have the full story. So it's best for us to get that full story, let it come out, and then we can...
Why don't we have the full story? Sort of, you blame the government's communication. They should tell us a lot more.
Blame the government communication. Typically, you see, sometimes...
So if you let them focus too much on the exam, and the exam, when you look at past questions, you can observe patterns and trends. And so if you focus on patterns and trends, you will come out being a poor mathematician if you study mathematics for elective. You come out being a poor student of social studies if you did that as an elective. A poor student of chemistry if you did that as an elective because you are focused on past questions. That's a view held by some. Right. So you are saying that you did your WASI without past questions?
Not really.
And you passed?
I passed.
That's how you ended up at the University of Ghana?
That's
okay, so you don't have a particular view yet. I'll come to you.
I do, but I want to say quickly, as a student of education, we shouldn't say that when we have past questions, it makes lazy students. Because we need to also understand certain things. You can say that you follow trends and you think you pass. I have taken exams where you think you follow trends. Questions will be twisted just a little bit and you're in some hot soup. So it's not like once you have past questions, you will pass like 100%. It just gives you an idea. That's it. Okay.
Matilda, what's your initial reaction to the minister's response?
I was alarmed. I was alarmed by the amount of money being spent on past questions. Because like you said, I think when it comes to past questions, it plays a very little role in exams as a whole. Because it only gives us an idea of the kinds of questions that will be set. Okay, but that is not really what helps you to pass. So I was alarmed that so much money was being used to get the past questions for senior high school students.
Okay, so but the minister said that the digitization of the secondary schools is complete. So from next year, they're going to get an electronic version of it directly from WAEC, and the schools will have it. Does that make you feel better?
That makes me feel better. I think that's way better than spending so much money on it. Because if you want to project into the next few years that will come, if this is the trend, then it means we're going to be spending millions and millions that could have been used for a lot of things that are also as important in Ghana. So
relating to education or many other things?
Many other things in general, not only relating to education.
Okay, but we have also spent some money establishing the Wi-Fi in the schools. That's quite a lot of money. But you think that money is well spent?
I think it's well spent because it will cater for generations to come if it's well kept.
Yeah. Okay. That's important. All right. So let's go to the messages that we have. Mikhail, what are they saying? Mention their name. Tell us what they're saying.
Right. So, Dua Ernest says that a man who doesn't have courage to prosecute Airbus scandal about serious corruption against former President Mahama and his brother too is talking now. Oh Ghana. Isaac Opuni Obengtufo says no need to mention CTFM's guy's name, I guess. Miftahu Tamale Sabonjida says, what at all does Amidu want us to believe? He was a right hand of J.J. Rawlings that ruled this country for 20 years and left us with this bastardized constitution. Please keep your comments decent with the Article 71 office holders. Is this self-righteous mounted Amidu happy with the situation? Isaac Akwete says, good evening, Paul Demotre. You always give me hope that there is light at the end of the tunnel. When it comes to journalism, after he mentions a certain radio station had given so many Ghanaians a cause to worry after poor journalism works, one after the other. May you have, man, you have won my respect for good. Oh, and Obinello Andy says, tomorrow's headline, Paul Adam Otre endorses TV3's Day Rush.
Okay, let's go to you then, Matilda. What do you have?
Okay, Kofi Danto Abiam says, please, the past questions are very important to the students and help them a lot.
Benjamin Chumberima says, this is a good thing by the ministry. I remember I had to borrow these past questions booklets from friends before I could study. Kwesi Omani says, I remember we used to travel from Kumasi to Cape Coast just for Pasco, so I am with the minister 100%, Paul. Emisa Joseph says, IELTS past questions in the UK cost about £12 for a course. So if the ministry pays 7 to 8 CDs for the course, then it is cheap in Ghana.
No, read that again. Let's get that detail.
He said, IELTS past questions in the UK cost about £12 for a course. So if the ministry pays 7 to 8 CDs for the course, then it is cheap in Ghana.
Okay. What's his name again, the one who said that?
His name is Emisa Joseph.
Is he writing from the UK? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay, go on.
No.
Yeah. Then we have Salah Papa Liverpoolian. It's a very weird name.
Oh, that's all his name.
He says, Paul, after all these facts, my question is simple. When is WASI starting? When will the student get these books for the so-called preparation? Timing was very wrong.
Okay, go on.
Some Aliu Musa says, Kingdom books, Ghana and religion and Bible. Now, wow.
Oh, interesting.
Is that all, Patella? Do you have some more?
No.
You don't? Okay, Mikael?
Yes, Kwesi Omani says, I remember we used to travel from Kumasi to Cape Coast just for Pasco. So I am with the
But this is the second something to Cape Coast. Was Cape Coast the headquarters of?
Yeah, I read that.
Oh, you read that one? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so keep it there. Keep looking at it. Yeah, last one.
Yes, Ohenba Elisha says, Paul, trust me, the procurement of the past questions helped my junior brother recap his handles and excelled in 2019. We can only bridge the gap between the rich and the poor when equal opportunities are given to both classes, thanks to the government.
That's another point we haven't made, you see, to both of you. I mean, when I was a student, I took money from my mother to buy the past questions. So those who didn't have money, they had to rely on mine. If I was selfish and I didn't want to share with people who didn't have, they won't get the past questions. So what you have to say about that, Mikael, the issue about equalizing the opportunity for students?
So we know that not everyone comes from the same environment, not everyone has the same background. So as you said, some people wouldn't have it while you did. So if we can have a way that provides it to everybody at a decent price.
This one is okay.
Yeah.
The price being paid by government. But Matilda, I didn't ask you, did you use past questions?
Yes, I did.
Where did you get it from?
I got it from, I either bought it or I shared with my friends. So maybe if we know that we can't all buy the past questions for all the courses, what we'll do is that I'll buy math, a friend will buy social studies, another will buy English. So we exchange.
What were your electives? What were your electives?
I was doing CRS, French, History, and Literature.
Yeah, pure
that's pure arts.
Yes.
CRS, French, History, and Literature.
Yes.
CRS is religion.
Yes.
Okay, so you know God.
Yes. I'd like to read one more comment.
One more, yeah, do that.
Yeah, from Chris Motley. He says, pertaining the past question issue, can't they procure the books and keep it at the library so that it will be a reference material?
I think you made that point earlier when you were talking this afternoon.
Yes.
Procure the booklet and keep it in the library.
Yes.
But that's what they do. So that the next year, they don't buy the one they've already bought. So if you look at the presentation, the first one is 2013 to 2018. Then the other one is 20-something to 2020. 15. 20, up to 20, I think 9 to 13, and then 15 to 20. I'll check it. So they buy different ones, and they always have it. Okay. Let me leave you. Oh, you have to say something. Go on.
Yes. But if they are really doing that, then how are they compiling for the years? Because if in 2019 I'm buying past questions that end at 2018, and in 2020 I'm buying past questions that end at 2019, it means that I have 4 previous years or 3 previous years also in addition that were in the former book. So my question is, why can't they stop at a particular year? Let's say if we'll end at 2019, and when it's 2020, let's use the photocopies that we have from the previous year, and for a number of years, let's use the photocopies, and then maybe after 5 years, we print another set that contains all the 5 years.
That's interesting. You know what I'm guessing? I'm guessing that social media people are going to start talking about the two of you now. So look out for those texts. Mikel, you read what they are saying about Matilda. Matilda, you read what they are saying about Mikel. Let me go to Achimota School and come back. Mr. Director, let me say big ups to Azobi, my friend who is watching from Redco, Nana Kofi Bame, very, very good friend of mine, one of the most intelligent political scientists that I ever known. Let's go and play the Achimota Gambaga to Accra again. When they come back, I'll join them and then we'll listen to their short story. But remember, Presec is always better.
Father to Accra, from Riasa to Kita, we are brothers and our mother is a school. She will guide us all and each, so to learn that we may teach, so to subjugate ourselves that we may rule. Play the game, shout her name, spread her fame afar. She's the head of all the hosts, she's the school of whom we boast. She's the glory of the coast, Achimota.
When our books are laid aside and we scatter far and wide, we remember with affection all we gained. How we learned to take our share in the life and labor there, where the men of whom we're proud and so were trained.
Play the game, shout her name, spread her fame afar. She's the head of all the hosts, she's the school of whom we boast, she's the glory of the coast, Achimota.
As our 25th anniversary approaches, it's our turn to give back to Achimota Mother Ours. But above all, through your contributions, we can leave a legacy to last generations with our flagship project. As we build the infrastructure to connect the whole school to the internet, we will catapult teaching and learning in Achimota School into the 21st century.
As part of this project, we are laying 48 core cables around the whole school. It is going to be a huge project.
We are also working to help the school, assist the school to subscribe to the Google Classroom platform facility. That will serve as the main platform for interaction between students and teachers. Teachers can post their teaching notes, they can give assignments on the platform, students can do the assignment on the platform, the teachers can mark, and then the platform will track or will have the history of all the assignments that the students have done.
We've seen all the challenges that schools in Ghana have faced, and it is incumbent on us as stakeholders to ensure that teaching and learning in all of our secondary schools is enhanced. We have, as old students of Achimota School, dedicated ourselves to the modernization of that. That's why we've constructed a very modern, new science block for the school. That science block has so many capabilities.
So teaching and learning in 25 years on this campus will just be phenomenal. Students will realize that the teaching and learning on campus is not just restricted to this campus, it's not restricted to Ghana or Africa, it's not restricted globally.
ICT has come to stay, and Google Classroom and so far as the use of internet and modern facilities are concerned, it will really improve on their teaching and learning. That will be so good for the academic work of the school. Everyone who is a student needs good e-learning facilities to take advantage of this internet. And this is what we are providing. And we pray that other old students of other schools who don't have it will also follow suit.
From to Accra, from Riasa to Kita, we are brothers and our mother.
Join us on our journey as we continue to be living water to a thirsty land. Contribute as we give back to Achimota School. Let's make OAA 1997's 25th anniversary one to remember. Motown Connect.
You know, Ghana, we should never stop this school rivalry, you know, because all the calls I've had today, right now, not today, right now. Moses Formani called me and said, how can you say that Presec is the best school? The best school is in Fansipim. Can you imagine that? In Fansipim, I'm sure that's where their Pasco was. That's why people were going to Cape Coast to go and collect the Pasco. And other people are telling me their school is the best, their school. Joy FM, when is the next old school, by the way? Okay, old school reunion. So I have Ralph, Pani, and Irama in the studio here. Irama is very special because I have just been told that you are Pastor Otabel's niece, which is great. And my sister Cynthia sends me a text and she seems to know all of you. You know Cynthia?
Yeah.
Okay. You know she's my sister?
Yes, sir.
But I'm older than her, far older than her.
Strangely, yeah.
Okay, so let me start with the documentary. What did we just see?
Okay, so this documentary, first of all, thank you for giving us the chance, and good evening to all your viewers and all Accras around the world, especially the 97 Accras. The video basically just summarizes, gives us a more visual summary of what our legacy project is all about, and giving people a sense of what we want to achieve with this and what the benefits would be, and also asking people to contribute towards that particular goal. So let me take it just a step back. Typically, quite unlike most schools, some of the good ones, Presec excluded.
You can put it back on. I see somebody writes, what is this? Oh, it's still the documentary?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So next year, 1997, Accra Group will be celebrating its 25th anniversary. And
since you left school?
Since we left school in 1997 to 2022.
It's 25 years?
Yes, please.
So the children born 25. Matilda, when were you born? 1996?
Yes.
And you are 97?
Yes, we're 97.
So when they went to, when they finished Achimota, 1 year old. Can you put it on? Put Matilda on. Let's look at the toddlers of the day. Okay. No, that's not Matilda. I said Matilda on. Oh, it's taking long. Mr. Cameraman. Okay, finally. Oh, wow. Matilda, you said you were born in when?
I was born in 1996.
Oh, but the 1996. So Rawlings was still president, right?
I think
you think so? Yeah, okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. So long as you were born and Rawlings was president, it's not bad. Okay, so.
Yeah, so we have as part of our 25th anniversary a whole host of activities that we have to execute. The very first one starts with our colleagues in the United States who have to celebrate their USA Independence Day. So that actually happened this year. It's a means to sort of kick off the fundraising activities that would contribute towards the pool. Then soon after that, the first week of March, starting the Thursday, we feed the entire school campus. So we feed about 4,000 teachers and students.
That's next year?
Next year, March, yeah.
You are feeding the school meals or you're buying food for them?
No, so there's a subcommittee that manages that. So I think the idea was that we'll be cooking at the school pantry and kitchen. And just
on the Thursday?
On the Thursday, the first Thursday in March. Yeah.
Okay.
So we feed the entire student population.
So you take over the pantry responsibilities?
Well, we will assist. The idea is to provide an augmented meal. Okay. So something special for the day, fried rice, maybe some fun yogo, and some juice.
Something better than they normally eat.
And maybe fried chicken, and as well as maybe a boiled egg. Something that they normally take all the time.
Oh, Achimota people and too known. Okay, go on.
Maybe some kelewele to go with it as well. Go on. So that happens on a Thursday. Then on the Friday, we have this big bonfire event, which we celebrate. It's quite big. So we take the torch, we walk around the entire campus, and we use that as the landmark to sort of kick off the actual 25th anniversary. We normally have an artist who performs to entertain the students, and we, the 97 celebrants, will spend the rest of the evening enjoying the show.
Which artists do you have?
Well, it's still work in progress, but we can consult you for some recommendations.
Okay. So I was in Presec, so maybe you can.
Well, I think we prefer Achimota School.
Achimota doesn't have people who sing.
Oh, wow.
Really? I think EL. EL was in Presec. EL was in Presec. So that's the problem you guys have. You can't find.
Oh, Reggie Rockstone was at Achimota.
There's Reggie Rockstone.
We have Reggie Rockstone. Still very active.
Well, I don't know whether he's still very active.
Oh, I know.
When you can get Reggie Rockstone, you can get him. You can get him.
Yeah. So,
okay, that's interesting. Irama, tell us about the project, the scope of the project.
So our theme is to make Achimota School the Center for ICT Excellence. So that's our theme for the year. And to do this, we would like to, we have two sides of the project. So that's building teacher capacity, and then the second part of it is also providing the infrastructure to make this happen. So that's the scope of the project. So it's a two-pronged approach. Our hope is that after executing our part of the project, over time education will improve, because we are providing, should I say, the basis for research, because we are providing internet facilities, we are making it possible for connectivity to be enhanced. We're also going to be working towards providing a virtual platform, learning platform, and that's why we need to build teacher capacity, so they'll be able to use this platform.
So you're putting, internet capacity is what you're giving the school?
Yes.
So once you get onto Achimota campus, you can access internet free?
Yes.
And fast internet too?
But yes, and fast internet, but of course it will be monitored. It won't be just free for all. We are speaking to the administration, who have been extremely supportive, and making sure that it's contained appropriately. So it's going to be sent to all the, should I say, important places on campus, including the dorms, the library, the science blocks, our teacher common room, our OA secretariat. But all of this will be within the framework of...
So you put it at Great Chapel?
It's also at the Great Chapel.
What about the field?
I don't think we'll get to the field.
For a guy who didn't go to Achimota, you know a lot about this.
When we used to play football matches and defeat them, we used to come to Achimota and then we'll give them 3-0. And then when we are going back to Presec, we sort of asked, what kind of old church is this at Great Chapel? So we said, okay, that's fine.
Just to add to it, Ramas, it's fiber optic link cables that we use.
Oh, you're laying it underground?
No, it's up, it's above. So we're using existing poles.
Oh, okay.
So it's high speed.
Photograph about the existing poles, if you can put it up. It's a photograph like that. Okay, that's interesting. So it's kind of safe.
Yes.
And it's fast.
It's
and
extremely
it's weather
fast.
resistant as well.
Yes.
That's what it means. I think you've done a great job. So how much is it costing you to do that? Do you know?
It's costing us quite a bit.
It's a fair chunk, which is why we are here
to raise some money.
To raise some money. Yeah.
Okay, so who's going to talk about the money raising, because we have some videos to put on for people to see.
So basically we're looking at a total cost of almost about, and that's just not just for the
Okay, so what's here? Okay, so this you've already started.
Yeah, so we started doing. We're quite far advanced in this part of the project.
So is that you on the ladder?
I wish, but sadly I wasn't there that day.
Okay. All right, so they're putting it up.
Yeah, so the whole idea right now, what we're doing is just laying the fiber optic framework. We're also doing the teacher capacity building. So the thing is, we still need the funds to be able to execute all the aspects of the project. So it's not just the legacy project as well, but it's also the other things where we are supposed to do for the school, like Ralph stated. But if you look at it in totality, the thing about it is, we think about what benefits we're going to give to school. It's not just about providing the internet, but it's about providing a certain level of access to information. The internet tends to be used for many things, but we want to use it right. We want to use it to benefit people. Take, for example, when we had COVID, teaching and learning was quite the challenge at the time. So we actually saw this as an opportunity for us to be able to build a more COVID-proof, pandemic-proof, disruption-proof means of teaching children and getting students to be able to learn, whether or not they're at home, whether the educational system requires that some go home, some stay.
Exactly.
We want to be able to get that access to them. It's about building a school and building the quality of education that anybody wants to take their child to. And we're glad to know that Achimota School, again, is setting the pace in this regard.
Excellent. Achimota, you've been there, Charlie.
But it's also important to know that this links back to what already exists in the school. So, of course, there's an internet lab, but then other year groups have also fitted smart boards recently. And we wanted to make sure that we continued with that process to make sure that everything that's being provided is fully functional. So that the connectivity is important for making sure that all of these projects come together nicely.
Excellent. That's cool. So let's look at the fundraising. Mr. Producer, can we put up the fundraising stuff so they can lead us, they can guide us to us? So those in America who see this on social media, so tell us, which one is this? Europe?
All right. So we typically have 3 specific regions. We divided our alumni rankings, model alumni locations into 3 regions. So we have Europe, UK, we have North America, and then we have Ghana, which is more or less what it is. So in terms of the ways in which you can contribute, we have our traditional ways, direct debits, cash deposits, check. And then we have the more non-traditional approaches by where we can use mobile money in Ghana, Express Pay even in Ghana, and then in other countries you can use different approaches.
So this is for people in Europe?
So this is for people in Europe, this is the bank account you can actually make your payments to. The necessary codes are provided over there. For the North American one as well, I'm sure they can shift to that one. Those details are as well available. And for the Ghana.
In Europe, okay. Is Mary Annan your mate? No, she's your senior, she'll be.
Mary Annan.
Okay, you don't even know.
I can't
She's
remember.
probably your senior, okay.
Chances are.
Yes, she's probably 94 or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Or 95, okay. She's a pharmacist in the UK.
Oh, okay.
She happens to be married to a second, so.
How did that happen?
That's how you know.
Apparently that happens a lot.
Really?
Achimota girls.
Well, I guess the pre-second is blessed.
No, Achimota
That's
girls
a yes.
wanting a better life, you know. Yeah.
You guys, you were gate crashing our parties.
Yeah, sometimes, yes. But we told the girls that you can get a better life with a more coherent, you know.
So staying on fundraising.
North America, yes. Take us to North America.
Yeah, so for North America as well, it's Chase Bank. As you can see, I don't want to go through the fine details as well, but as well, the account name is 0897 North America. Your account numbers and your routing numbers as well are there. You also have the benefit of using Zelle or PayPal, and these are the specific usernames or accounts you can actually make your payments to. So 0897.northamerica@gmail.com, and that's for both Zelle and PayPal.
Okay, is that all?
Then there's Ghana.
There's Ghana. Okay, please, can you put Ghana on if you have it? I don't know whether they have it. If you have Ghana, put okay, yes, sure, they have it.
So for Ghana, the traditional means, EcoBank, this is the payment, this is the account name, the account number is as you see on screen. However, we also have a mobile money account where you can actually pay to, and this is for anybody paying anywhere. But in addition to that also, we have Express Pay. So you can go onto the app if you have the application, or just go onto the web and then make your payments for that in that regard. So in terms of fundraising, the whole idea is for us, we're not looking at just 97 OA Accras to make the payment. We're looking at everybody who's moved by our desire to make education valuable and to make a difference in education. So interestingly as well, even pre-seconds are allowed to even contribute to this, because I know at some point in time, Achimota will be a school you want to take your kids to. But overall, again, I would like to say this just for everyone who's actually touched by a desire to make the quality of education good and set the example across many schools. Let's try and do this for our kids. It's not necessarily about bragging rights. I mean, I'll put that aside.
The bragging there, you have it. Do you want to be a member of parliament?
No.
Okay. Bob Hinson, my good friend from Legon. You know, Bob and I spent a lot of time on the streets in Legon in the night talking about our future.
He's a very good friend.
And I'm very proud of what he has achieved. And Bob Hinson says that his regards to Ralph and tell them that I wish them well.
Thank you, Bob.
He says that your project is excellent, by the way.
Thank you,
and
Ralph.
that they greatly appreciate.
His sister is our mate. Yeah.
Oh, sister Shalian Hinson is your mate. Okay, I'm getting... Matilda is a pretty girl, so says a friend of mine. Please, we are doing serious business. I'll mention your name. I don't like that. Okay, Fafa, come. Let them see you. Fafa, come. You can come with your bag and everything. So Fafa is the one who organized all this. I don't know why she doesn't want to be. She's coming here. Okay, Fafa is here. Oh, they can't come closer.
Fafa, come.
Oh, she come around to the side. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so that's Fafa. Let's clap for her. She put all that together for the Achimota to come. So good luck. So when is there a speech day that's a big event next year?
So yes, so the big event, the climax is on the first week of March.
Next year.
So there's a Founders Day, which also will happen on the Saturday or the first weekend of March. And the speech day will happen in November next year.
So the Founders Day is about what? Oh, the one that they did in the 90th anniversary.
Yes, exactly. So it's an annual event. So it's a big celebratory event to mark the birth of the school.
So it's Gajesberg something?
Yes, sir.
Okay, who is coming to the Founders Day? You don't know yet?
No, so that will be hosted by the 50th celebrant.
50 years celebrant. Oh, that's what you do.
Yeah.
So 50 years do the Founders Day. You are doing the speech day. Next year, November.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Fafa will be at the speech day, right?
God willing, yes.
Okay.
For all the events.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. We'll leave it here. We'll go back to the Achimota anthem. When we come back, we will do our studio young people with the messages they have, and then we'll show you the controversial Kennedy Agyapong story. Nothing to do with Achimota, by the way. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure having you. You're still watching Good Evening Ghana. I'll be back after the Achimota anthem.
From the to Accra, from Riasu to Kita. We are brothers and our mother is a school. She will guide us all in each, so to learn that we may teach, so to subjugate ourselves that we may rule. Play the game, shout her name, spread her fame afar. She's the head of all the hosts, she's the school of whom we boast, she's the glory of the coast, Achimota.
When our books are laid aside and we scatter far and wide, we remember with affection all we gained. How we learned to take our share in the life and labor there, where the men of whom we're proud and so were trained.
Play the game, shout her name, spread her fame afar. She's the head of all the hosts, she's the school of whom we boast, she's the glory of the coast, Achimota. Play the game, shout her name, spread her fame afar. She's the head of all the hosts, she's the school of whom we boast, she's the glory of the coast, Achimota.
Okay, let me go back to my social media young people. 18 minutes past the top of the hour. 10 o'clock. This is Good Evening Ghana and it's live. Hey, yeah, what do you have? Let me start with you, Matilda. What do you have?
Okay, so from Idana Abdul Majid, Dr. Apark has no proof and should be ignored. In fact, the minister is doing a great job and we should all support him. If today, out of 5 African countries, Ghana is topping with A1, then we should be grateful. Education is key and we must not play politics with it at all times. Free SHS is best and we have to keep motivating ourselves and the leadership. Let's keep the hope. Okay, and then we also have Richard Guma. He says, Paul, digitization of the past questions does not mean the ministry will have it free of charge. They will surely pay for it and it's the same money. I believe that the ministry and GES should get to the ground and ask the man in the classroom to know what will work for his or her student. We also have Sir Obama Pokwase. He says, critics must understand that examination is not an event but a process. Many countries, institutions, and international exam bodies such as Cambridge should make provision for, they also make provision for past questions. Okay, and then we have Richard Piwodi. He says, I also recommend Tom and Jerry to Martin Amidu.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And Samuel M. Watson says, so most schools in Ghana lack textbooks which contain the entire content the student needs to study, yet the ministry is much interested in purchasing just questions and answers for these students.
What did they say about Michael? Do you have some of that?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Basically, they were telling Michael to stop slanging on them.
Oh, they say he should stop slanging?
Yes.
Oh, is he slanging? Michael, what did they say about Matilda?
There are some compliments, so people are coming after her.
Those coming after her, what's their point?
Okay, someone says to Matilda, it's expensive to provide equal opportunities to all. It is sad that poverty is shrinking our taste for value. We are always concerned about the cost of things, not the value of them. Have we asked the costs of having students failing, the frustration and the rejection these students would face had they failed? Someone says, Matilda and colleague, remember education is expensive. That is why most of you are taken to private schools and not public primary schools. If we want quality education, we must remember it comes with a cost. My question is, why did you have to buy the past questions to study if it was not necessary? So you are contradicting yourself. Kofi Sparks and Norijame says.
Okay, do you have any other messages? We have to be getting off.
Someone says, Albert Achiamfo says, I kind of feel all these so-called big schools in Ghana have no credibility. They've not helped Ghana in any way to grow. We are still growing as a country and it's a shame. I would wonder why you feel that these schools haven't contributed to Ghana's development.
Okay.
Yes.
Eugene Fletcher says that money should be spent on improving teaching and learning, not on past questions. The real world out there after school is not based on past questions. We need graduates who can critically think and solve real problems, but not past questions.
Do you agree with that, Zelda?
I think to a large extent, I do.
You are a graduate. Would you say that you can solve critical problems?
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
Based on your study of English?
Based on my study of English? No, based on my studies as a whole. Based on my educational pattern as a whole. I wouldn't say it's because of a particular subject.
You are competent to solve problems?
Yes.
So you want, if you make you a member of parliament today, you can solve problems?
Yes, definitely.
Do you want to be a member of parliament?
I would like to. Who knows?
Do you have a constituency in mind?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. All right, Mikhail, you have some messages?
Yeah. Yadana Abdul Majid says, I never had the opportunity to hold a PASCO and always depend on my friends then back at Nobisco. Let's thank Allah, our government is doing this for our juniors. Isaac Esimun says, teachers have their own way of assessing students' ability and preparations towards exams. I believe mock exams are some of the ways. Katachie Salai says, St. Louis JSS 2000 year group will tell you how English serial A and B past questions helped us. This was even JSS. Someone also says, give me a sec.
Okay, yes.
Roxanne Affle says, good evening, my favorite journalist. It's of no doubt the role past questions play in the lives of students at the secondary level. However, I think it's fair enough to allow the students to buy their own past questions since the government has already made enough provisions for them in terms of free SHS.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, you have one more?
Yes.
Just one more.
Abednego Kwasi says, Paul, my question is, after students study the PASCO, do they give back the PASCO to the school or do they keep it? And people are talking about technical issues, breaking sound on the Facebook stream.
Breaking sound? That our sound is breaking on Facebook?
Yes.
Hey, Mr. Dennis, they say our sound is breaking on Facebook. Can you have a look at it? Dennis is our engineer who works on Facebook. So I have to now announce, though, is it time to do that, Tornado? 2 more minutes, okay. So in 2 minutes, we'll be going off Metro TV. We'll continue on Facebook. So the next segment of our program is to bring you a playback of the Kennedy Agyapong story. We have 18 minutes of capturing what he said about the media. I'm guessing that that's the only part we'll be able to show because we had another segment. So we're going to watch him for 18 minutes, and then if there are messages, our social media people will take it and we'll wrap up. We're bringing this back because you know that the multimedia group has written a complaint against Kennedy Agyapong and lodged it at very important places, the CID headquarters, Parliament, and even internationally. They have alleged against Kennedy Agyapong that he threatened Erastus Asaridonko, that brilliant journalist who gave a report from Ejura during the crisis that the committee, Interior Ministers Committee, is still dealing with. The society is a bit divided on the issues, whilst everybody agrees that Kennedy Agyapong may have overspoken. People agree with that. Some, however, think that it doesn't constitute a threat and that multimedia is making a mountain out of a molehill. Kennedy also alluded to some of those things on the show when we spoke to him last week. Here is the 18-minute clip that Kennedy Agyapong gave us. In the next 2 minutes, we'll be going off Metro TV and we'll continue on social media. So you're better off switching on to social media now so you can see the whole 18-minute clip. Mikhail and Matilda will remain with me as we all watch. Write your messages to them. They'll read it to us.
I am worried, but I'm worried about the media.
Oh, your worry is more about the media?
The media. I've always said that if Ghana will go to war, if Ghana will be destroyed, it will be from the media, the comments they make. Typical example is a Jures case. A brother kills a brother, and it's reported out there that Fix the Country advocate has been killed because he was talking about fixing the country. I was in Turkey when I read it, and I said, oh boy, it has gotten to that, where one speaks his mind and they kill him. This is how I felt until I came back to Ghana and I got to know the true story of it. Who is causing problems? Other people have died because of false reportage. You see, we are all losing the facts because
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
You're perfectly fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
The right insurance means that you can get the medical help you need whenever you need it.
You're okay.
No, I doubt.
With Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, you can get up to 80 Ghana cedis worth of insurance per night for up to 40 nights with just a premium of 5 Ghana cedis. All you have to do is dial *110# to access your Vodafone Cash menu, select financial services and follow the prompts to pay for your insurance wherever, whenever. Simple as that. Cosmopolitan Health Insurance, your medical care, our concern.